smell better. I like big plants, and I cannot lie. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna make more funny noises, because that's how you do parkour.
The ship doesn't swerve when it sees how big the iceberg is.
Sound like a potato. It's happening. Nope, there I go. Oh my gosh. Are you ready for some top secret horse-based intel? There's a food that horses just love. It's carrots. I don't trust it. I caused a problem on purpose. No, not like this. Not like this, no. I was on land. Not random at all. It is, in fact, predetermined. I want to work. We were wondering if... Oh, goodbye. Goodbye. I have to go. My people need me. Hi friends, welcome in. Think I remember to do all of my pre-stream things except pixel chat. There is always one thing that you will forget to do without fail. So this game has updated. I believe it updated on the 23rd, so it was very recent that it updated. But now, Wildflowers can be played through and past year 1. So basically, because it was a story-based game, once you hit spring of year 2, there was no more plot. And as such, the game just stayed in spring eternally. Now, you can keep changing the seasons after that. So they've added some other content as well. So I am very excited, even though I haven't entered winter yet. I'm not quite ready to keep going through year 2, but we'll see. We'll see. This might be a little loud. Hi, Kate. Welcome in. Welcome to the... One second. Okay. Welcome to the Early Bloomer Club, aka the Not Fudge Club. I think the Not Fudge Club has just filled up. Hi, Mom. He has that advantage from the LAN connection. Well, thank you, Sekhmet. How's the audio? How does it sound? Oh, yeah. I should have done that. Oh, the display is all sorts of wrong. Thank you. Thank you, game display. Was it like that the whole time? Yeah, I don't know why it did that. Yeah, it just chose to do that, I guess. Volume mixer. We'll pull wildflowers down just a smidge. Okay, Overlay, can you choose to not do that this time? Pretty please. So how are you guys doing this week? I am, unfortunately, back to work this week, which is tough given that Fudge, my mom, and my sister are all enjoying the week off. It literally did. It yeeted my game. It actually just embiggened my game capture. Like, a lot. Okay, I have to craft a reverse time incantation. Is what I have to do. Okay, that's fine. But I figured, you know what? Let's do something nice and chill. Let's play some wildflowers. I need more coconuts. If I remember right, my animals are under the weather. Missing an amethyst. We tried really, really hard to speed run into winter because I'm trying to clear up the list of games that I will be playing for 2023. Okay, Marty is sick. Marty is the youngest. Beatrix is sick. Beatrix is better. We need to go find some coconuts. Yes, Marty the chicken. A fine name for a fine young lady. You heard it from Marty first. I think you wanted to name the chicken Mutissa or Mulberry, something like that. That one interaction made you like Marty like 500% more. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the interaction with him and his cow kind of helps frame it. Like, he's a dude, he's trying his best, he knows that he is in over his head, but wanted a fresh start from consulting or whatever he was doing in the city. Which is why, as much as I didn't want either of them to be mayor, I actually think that Marty not becoming mayor may have been the best actual chance for him to start fresh. Because he was talking about, like, trying to, sell off some of the land from behind Fairhaven, and that probably would not have gone over super well. Is my volume good compared to the game? Am I, like, is everything low, or does it feel pretty good right now? Seems good to you? Thanks, Mom. Game could be a smidge quieter. It's pretty even with your voice in volume. Okay. Oops. That is an emote. Is that a monkey? Okay, we need another coconut. Maybe Shelby will sell us one. And most importantly, we need to feed our dang chickens. Because if I made them better only to not feed them... Oh, you don't need food today. Of course, of course. I'm gonna get awful hat hair from this, and I don't regret it at all. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I actually have to take this off because I have to go get water. Again, I say, you always forget at least one thing, usually more. Be right back. No, it's a good thing. I do want to stay hydrated. Welcome in, Desi. Yeah, fortunately, I have the gallon of water upstairs, so I did not have to go very far. We have a double hydrate. I would call it an uncommon double hydrate. Because usually, when you're hydrating more than once, it's either, like, done in threes, or, you have Lucavian who chooses violence and says, you know what, I want 13 gulps of water, please. The reverse psychology is working on you. Now you don't want to spam more hydrates. What do you know? What do you know? I mean, it is a choice on how to spend channel points. I'm trying to come up with my next channel point challenge. I don't know if I don't know if I want to commit to, to playing all of Deltarune, but that was one thing I had thought about. My only issue is that right now I'm trying so hard to not add more games to my lineup, and I mean, I'm failing at it myself. I've got some retro games that I used to play on the GameCube that I'm very interested in bringing back and streaming. And I still wasn't even completely sure how much I wanted to finish this game on stream, as much as I'm enjoying it.
Amira, how do you know so much about wraiths? Or is Jinn more correct?
They are the same. Jinn is just the word I learned first. My ex, Sahar, had a reputation. The good kind. She was the most talented witch in Tehran. I accompanied her while I was an initiate, and I saw how firmly Jinn latch onto the fear they find within people.
Interesting. Are you back here, Shelby? There you are. Oh, dang it. I got distracted chopping a tree down and I missed Shelby. I wanted to see if he had a coconut I could buy. Alas. Thank you all for watering your plants. We're here looking for an emerald for my incantation. Does anyone want to share, if you celebrate Christmas, do you want to share what gift you got that you really liked? Thank you for the, oh, okay, we're having another uncommon double, triple, quadruple. I think that's 5. I'm gonna lose count really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. I have the whole gallon. Oh, next time I need to pause my game while I hydrate. I was not expecting a topaz. Welcome in, Nug. How are you doing? We are in winter in Wildflowers. So if this is a game that you are playing or want to play, there may be spoilers, boy. I still need to finish making that commands panel. So that I can, like, list out the different trigger fire commands that I have. Alright. Should be able to find an amethyst here. How are you doing? Let's see, what did I get for Christmas? I did get a Super Mario Lego set, which I'm very excited for. And I got a little bit of Sculpey clay. So my thought was, if I'm having a lot of fun playing and doing tiny little Play-Doh creations, they don't dry very well, and they tend to crack and fall apart because it's Play-Doh. It's not supposed to last. So I figured, okay, why don't we get some actual clay that is structurally designed to last when it dries out. I'm doing pretty good. I'm staying warm. I am slightly jealous because my mom, sister, and husband all have off this week, and I am back to work as usual, but today was slow and very easy.
Should I go to bed?
You guys got me all burpy because you made me drink, like, I don't know, half a cup of water in a minute. I must admit, though, it's a lot funnier to not have a cooldown on your hydrate. Okay, where can I find an amethyst? And I need a coconut real bad. Oh my goodness, one of my chickens for like a second there looked like a ghostly blue color. I kind of thought that Marty was gonna kick the bucket. we worked too hard trying to finish up the fall, and I ended up sleeping through a couple of days and forgetting to feed my chickens. Do the chickens die in this game? I have no idea. I have no idea. I remember my tragic story from when I played my first ever Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, where I had forgotten to feed my chickens because it was winter and I was out of fodder, and then they were sick and I had forgotten to go get the medicine, and they had a little funeral for my dead baby chick, and it was awful. And the game makes you feel so guilty about it. So I think it's an RNG thing with, they can be sick, and like, I don't know if it's the more days that they're sick, the higher the percentage is that they don't make it. I have no idea. All I know is I reset that day over and over again until the chicken was fine. And now, as an adult, you can see I have clearly learned my lesson. But we're gonna go find another coconut. It's gonna be fine. Nature provides. Cure that chicken. Amethyst. I am manifesting an amethyst. Yes, you have all unlocked my tragic farming sim backstory about a young Super Redria crying over a virtual chicken. A chicken named Chick, nonetheless, because I was very creative. Topaz, I love you, but I really need an appearance from Amethyst here. Come on. Come on, Amethyst. I believe in you. We're playing hide and seek, that's all. You can tell how much I literally don't need anything else down here besides the amethyst. I'll take the topazes, but I do not need coal anymore. Come on. I know you're hiding. These rocks do not like me tonight. Okay. We should have gone backwards a floor earlier, because here, topazes can't spawn.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for lurking, dinner. What is for dinner? Fudge made some homemade bacon and chives, or no, bacon and scallion soda bread to go with our Pennsylvania Dutch pot pie soup. The only way I have ever eaten pot pie. I have never had it as a pie. I've only had it as a soup. Yes! There you are, Amethyst. I was down too deep. We're gonna sing the Rapunzel song about time, bring back what once was mine, something something. It's been a while since I've watched Tangled. Do I not have enough? I don't have enough. Well, let's go fix that. And let's go fix our last sick chicken. Because like I said, none of these chickens are dying on my watch. Now, I don't know if they can actually pass of illness in this game. Yay! Marty's all better! Cataclysm. I trust you're doing well. However, you can sell your animals to the local butcher. Like, in Stardew Valley, when you sell your chickens to Marnie, like, you don't really think about what's happening while you are selling your chicken. But when you sell it directly to the local butcher, it's like, oh yeah, I guess that's what happens to the chickens that I sell. Goodbye, Mr. Mayor. I'm not doing anything weird in the woods. Nope, certainly not sacrificing local produce. Goodbye, Mr. Soft. What are you doing out here? Were you fishing?
I'll be the first to say weird things happen in those woods at night. I've seen it. But Sophia's not a part of all that, I'm sure of it.
Bye, Bruno. You didn't see me here, and I didn't see you here. Yeah, if you're new to this game, there's a town watch, because they're afraid that there's malcontents in these woods. And I mean, there aren't. Also, pretty big spoilers this way, if it is something you are trying to avoid. Just pretend you didn't see anything. But this is a very plot-driven farming sim style game, and apparently Steam doesn't consider it a farming sim, it considers it a cozy game. My Steam replay was kind of funny. Because I'm the one who's like, oh, I play platformer sandbox games and farming sims. And then my Twitch replay was like, you played 0 farming sims this year. I'm just like, actually, I don't even know if it counted Stardew. Which, I mean, if Stardew Valley is not a farming sim, then I don't know what is. We are going to make more wine. Cake it or break it, baby. We'll do
Should
that.
I go to bed?
We'll do that tomorrow. We'll fix the cake tomorrow. That cake is the local baker's wedding cake. And he asked if he could store it in your fridge, and then your fridge went kaput. And all of the buttercream
Okay.
went,
I guess it's now or never.
wobbly.
Tick, tock, turn back the clock, and let the past be unlocked.
Yoo-hoo! I finally got rid of that tart! I mean, those tarts. I would never call Mrs. Soft. Anyway, can I pick up my cake?
Sure. Go ahead.
Thanks. You're the best, Tara. For being so kind, I brought you a couple spare tarts I had from the catering gig, and the recipe to make your own.
Hi, Zell. Welcome in. This game is certainly very wild. Yes, nothing weird happened to your wedding cake at all in the past, like, 8 days that you left it here. Mm-mm. I don't think I can change the season because they were dead set on having a fall wedding. All of our chickens are back to health. Look at my little Marty. Aww. Yeah, some people love this game. Some people want to like the game but can't get past the art style. Or you can be like me and think that it's fine either way. We're dropping a shout out to Zell, who unfortunately streams usually while I'm at work. But I feel like that's how a lot of my friends have been. I know Mopsy Bebop has been streaming, and they also have been streaming while I'm at work. And Lyat usually streams nearer to the end of my shift. You're probably more of a, this isn't your kind of dealio. Well, I mean, like, that's the thing. These kind of games aren't for everyone, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I have a lot of friends who like farming sims, and they were just repulsed by the art style for some reason. And, like, granted, it is a different kind of art style. It is a little bobblehead. Ella's, like, in the middle of the end, and you coming home. Yeah, exactly. I think it looks unique in a good way. I would agree. I think the interesting thing about this game to me is that it was also released on Apple Arcade. So, like, this game that handles fine on the Switch and on the PC. And I would say that the controls are very simple, but, like, I don't know, it handles well on any platform I've played it on. So the idea that it is also functional as a mobile game and, like, was intended to also be released as a mobile game, I like that. I don't always love when, like, a game that was not meant to be played on a phone or tablet gets released on a phone or tablet, because sometimes there's just not a way to make the controls work. I am looking at you, Minecraft. I don't think I could do it. Hi, Cleocatra.
Kitty.
What a good kitty. Oh, thank you for the cricket and the bone. You can have a fish. I am not feeding the cat milk.
You still liked that, didn't you, Kitty?
An entire bowl full of milk is not good for a kitty. Speaking of streaming when people have work, I know work schedules are wild. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your work lurk. Hopefully your shift goes by rather quickly. Oh, is everyone closed here today on Tuesday? Sure looks like it. Yeah. Nice to have the computer available to lurk when you leave the house, at least. That's fair. I like that the sound font changes based on where you are located. And of course, the song always changes when you start fishing. Does anything grow over winter time? I do know. Mostly because I was looking up Giva's favorite foods, and I'm aware that some chai tea herbs will grow in the winter, and I think some other things do too.
Hi, Francis. Looking for pearls?
I was, but I guess I got lost in thought watching the waves. The water here is much colder, but the waves always make me think of La Isla. Not that I even got to visit it much. Growing up, I didn't really feel at home on La Isla, but I didn't really feel at home in the city either. Do you feel at home here in Fairhaven yet?
Well, I might not feel completely at home yet, but it feels more like home than the city ever did.
I hear you. I can't imagine ever living there again. No shade. It's just not for me. Maybe once Angus and I are married, it'll feel more like home here. Oh, listen to me. I'm just babbling out loud. Thanks for listening, Tara.
We're casual friends now. I still like the fact that you can answer any of those like questions however you want to answer them. There have been like 1 or 2 occasions where Tara wants to say something and I'm just like, no, I will never say that. I want to see if I can find another shrimp. I got really lucky. It took me like a whole day last time to find a shrimp. Let's go.
No one would have called Sophia a witch if Marcus were still around. And Giacomo. And Gloria.
Okay, what else do I need? I can't remember if I need rice. I'm probably gonna miss my window to go to the grocery store today. You can see I've stopped growing my fall crops for this fall because I was that ready to change the seasons. So I want to make prawns kaliwada. This one. Oh, I have everything. Cool. So I could just use a couple more shrimp, actually. Hi, Barry. Welcome in, sis. There you are. I was looking for you. Hey.
So, Zephyr talked you into a whirly gig. She made one for me a while back. The thing was supposed to reshelve books, but it organized my entire store by book size. I couldn't find anything for months.
You can have this.
Oh, I can't wait to drink some of this while reading the latest detective novels that came in.
Dork. They did a good job with his VA. I will say that. Now, can I find Giva? Oh no, Ginger has a cold. The other morning, Inky had, like, just for the morning, he had a bunch of, like, goopy, teary eyes, and then it cleared up. Captions, you did try, but try again. For the record, I said goopy. This is day 2. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. She slept a lot more than normal today, too. I have trouble knowing what is a normal amount for a cat to sleep, if I'm being honest. I just find that some cats really like sleeping. I'm still trying to figure out where I can find Giva. I don't know her schedule yet. Hi, Damon. Shouldn't you be in the woods? Or at your bar? So we were talking about Christmas gifts that we got and enjoyed this year. And I talked about how I got some little Sculpey clay, so I was going to try to start doing little sculptures out of clay instead of out of Play-Doh. And I also got a Lego set that I'm excited to put together. You've been loving your mini clay wheel. How many little pots have you made? You sent the picture of the one. You are welcome to post pictures in the Discord if you would like. Oh, shoot, wrong one. You've made about 5 or 6. They're not great or even good yet. You know, I mean, that's kind of how it goes, though. I remember reading a little anecdote somewhere about how a pottery teacher had told half of their students, okay, you get to make 1 pot for your final, and then I will grade that 1 pot, and that's it. And then told the other half of their students, make as many pots as you can between now and your final, and then pick the one you like the most. And undoubtedly, the group of students who made a bunch of little tiny pots ended up with ones that were so much better. Because they had practiced doing it. It's a lot of clay. It really is. But it just kind of goes to show that, yes, you do learn from doing, and you can learn from reading too, but really experience seems to be the best teacher. Alright, we gotta run home. I was hoping to get another shrimp, but I was not that lucky.
Am I ready for bed?
Yes, Tara. You are ready for bed. It's really messy, though. Yeah, I had seen that you were set up in the basement, and I figured that was why. We're not gonna forget to feed our chickens anymore. They're such good babies. What's going on, Marty? I still think Cataclysm is such a funny name for a cow. Does not get funnier. Alright, can I find Giva? And then I can try to find another shrimp. As much as I kind of liked being able to look back at my Steam replay to see, like, what kind of, games I was playing this year, I kind of wish that I could, like, combine the Steam replay and my Switch replay and, like, games that I, played on neither system. I just want my, like, own video game replay. Have you heard of you heard of a Kickstart for a game called Puff Pals? Have you heard of it? I have. I'm not following it very closely, but I have heard of it. It won't be available until like 2025 for the Switch. Yeah, the game Kickstarters for games do take a while, I think. Ugh. I've got so many games I'm playing through right now, as it were. I am looking forward to finishing Wildflowers. Yeah, I don't... Where does she hang out? Well, Wesley's still here.
It's getting so cold. I didn't realize. I learned to measure time by what you can catch or harvest each season, but everything stays the same outside my shop, so sometimes I forget the season entirely.
Well, you do have long sleeves on, at least. I love that we have to switch sides.
Oh, I can't wait to drink some of this.
I love that we have to switch sides for me to give him his gift. Hi, Shelby.
So, Vanessa asked me to come in for a chat because Finn's reading skills are not where they should be. How do I tell her that I just don't have time right now? Or that he reads perfectly fine at home?
I do not know. I feel like I should be closer to Lena. I don't know what kind of gifts she likes, I guess.
Yum, this looks great, Tara.
I don't see her in any stores. I know she likes to hang out in front of Kai's shop. But his shop is closed today. So yeah, I don't know. Do you want to sit back down again, buddy? Oh, you're bugged entirely. Okay, bye. I gifted him wine so hard that he just bugged out and got stuck in the bench. Yeah, finding Giva on her days off can be difficult. And she doesn't work all that often. Sir, it's too early to drink. Not with that attitude.
Gotcha.
Or I guess yes with that attitude. Only with that attitude. Okay, that was a squid. I need a shrimp.
How are you feeling, Shelby? Any more headaches?
Feeling much better, thanks. But I still feel a chill in the air.
Well, it is fall.
I know that. Young folks think they're so clever these days.
What, how dare I remind you that it's fall? And therefore, maybe a little cold? Oh, Shelby, you so silly. Nope, I do not want the bottle. I want the shrimpy. Give me the shrimp. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Dang it. It's a lobster shaped like a, or a clam shaped like a lobster. What I would like is a shrimp shaped like an anything. I don't care what it's shaped like. I just need a shrimp.
Gotcha.
Dang it. Give me your anything shrimp. As soon as I find it, I'll let you know. I cooked the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, that was a squid shaped like a lobster. No, that's Giva! No! Giva, wait! I will use my broom. I will use my broom. Don't make me use my broom. Okay, slow down. Okay, slow down. Slow down a minute. Hi! Been looking for you all day. It's not fresh anymore.
As I said, this is a generous gift. Thank you.
What do you mean?
My parents don't have my address, but sometimes I'm still afraid I'll walk into my home and find them in my sitting room.
Yeah, just whistle at her like in Harvest Moon.
Is it time for bed?
No, actually. It is time to go see if we're ready to progress. I have a feeling she's gonna tell me no. We have to wait until the wedding is over.
I know Francis and Ang help them with their wedding plans before.
I did help them with their wedding plans, but okay. Hi Mo, welcome in. We are in some mid to late game wildflowers, I would say. How's it going? I'm stuck. Quiet hello, sounds good. I appreciate you for stopping by. I don't know if... I know I didn't give Giva a gift like that recently. So I don't know why she was like, thanks, I'll put it with the others. Like, what do you mean by that? I cooked this fresh for you.
Should I go to...
I cooked it fresh for you, and you're like, yeah, thanks, I'll put it with the rest. Okay. I'm gonna have to keep going and checking in with, Angus and Francis. Nope. Fine. So for the time being, we will continue to go through the motions. I'm sorry, Miss Beekman, I waited until you got comfy. Why? How did you two sit down on each other like that? No. Don't do that. Okay, thank you. Maybe someone else is making them for her too? Not on my watch. I'm the only one that can make them for her. I know how she likes them. She likes them when they're shrimp shaped like lobsters. I still remember, main character syndrome. I still remember Friends of Mineral Town having rival heart events in that game. And, like, I kind of wish more games included those, so that, like, you know, the characters can have lives outside of just you. To me, it makes it feel more like a story. When it's like, oh, I mean, this game is a little different. Hi, Shay, welcome in! This game is a little bit different in that some of the characters you cannot romance at all because, well, Angus and Francis are engaged when you meet them.
Hey, has anyone checked in on Shelby lately?
I didn't know you were concerned about Shelby's welfare.
Well, it's more that he lives alone in the woods, and with things the way they are...
Come on. Leave him out of this.
It's just that Shelby is a little sketchy. We all know it. I'm trying to be careful. That's all.
I'm disappointed in you, Angus. Shelby has done nothing wrong ever. He's a little weirdo and we love him. I hope you're having a great day, Shay.
Guy's always trying to convince me to join him out on the waves. I enjoy the craft, but it's not really my thing.
I don't know. I don't know what you'd like. We are good friends. Oh, there you are, Giva. Hi. I don't have any shrimps for you today, but I will chat.
Sophia and Juliet make an adorable team. I wish I could have had a relationship like that with my mom.
I'm very sorry, Giva. She's mentioned her parents a couple of times, and it never seems positive. I don't trust you. I don't like you, Mr. Mayor. I never will. Quick, everyone, close your eyes. Pretend you can't see me. Perfect. Nobody is any wiser. We're waiting on Francis and Angus to get married.
Oh, quick!
And then we can change the season.
Oh, how?
I fixed their cake. It's all better. There's a shrimp. Lucky me. Trying to catch as many shrimp as I can. Giva is a big fan of tea, but you can't grow the tea leaves until winter.
Yeah.
So while tea would be an easier gift for her than going out and hunting for shrimp, we do what we have to for love. I'm also giving the cute werewolf some wine on the side. Don't tell anyone.
Oh, yes. Quick!
That's no shrimp. Hi, Thomas.
I'm gonna find the folks who are really out there in the woods, whether I'm a part of the neighborhood watch or not. I'm not letting Sophia or anyone else shoulder the blame.
Ay, 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 everyone wants to go out into the woods at night. But you know what's funny is if any of them did, we're right there. We are literally right there in the middle of the woods. This town is all talk. Oh no, a little storm. What's so bad about the woods? It's where the witches gather every night. And it's weird. The townsfolk are just dead set on knowing that bad things happen in the woods at night. But I don't think they've seen anything. And they're too scared to go out and actually check. So, again, they're just all talk.
Gotcha!
Though, to be fair, we did accidentally let an evil spirit out from the portal in the woods. That was our bad. Oops. We shouldn't have done that. Yes, all right, Mother Nature. I'm sorry about the evil spirit in the woods. You don't gotta rub it in. I'm going to see if I can catch Giva on the way back. Presumably, she'd be coming back from the diner. Violet, what are you doing sitting in the rain? There you are. Guess what? What are you gonna give her? Guess what?
As I said, this is a generous gift.
Yes, you do that. You put it with the rest. I'm gonna keep giving her shrimp. All of the shrimpies. I like the game music. I like, it feels kind of dynamic. Like it changes a lot. But, like, it's so dynamic that it's hard to pick out, like, some main melodies from it. Because it shifts a lot. There's a specific melody that plays anytime I go fishing. Mood music. It kind of is.
Wow.
Nope, not a shrimp. So as you can see, I'm skipping over shadows that don't include a lobster, because the shrimp has to be shaped like a lobster. Otherwise you won't catch it. You literally just won't. The fishing in this game can probably be equated to the fishing in Moonglow Bay a little bit, in that there's different bait, and you kind of have to know the proper combination to catch the right things. It is kind of like Animal Crossing Shadows. I think the reason they did it was more for accessibility, in that instead of like trying to say, oh, there's a small, medium, and large shadow, but really they all look the same. Instead, it's like, oh, there's a small, medium, large shadow, but it'll be little fish, salmon fish, bluegill looking fish, or lobster. Cataclysm, you're all grown up! My baby! Wow, thank you. You just mooed, and the milk went right into my hand. I don't know how you did that. You are an amazing specimen of a cow. That was a randomly generated name from this game. The game wanted to call her Cataclysm, and who was I to say no?
Should I go to bed?
Should I go to bed? I ask myself that a lot. Hi, Pixel Chicks. Welcome in. Cutest cow you've ever seen in a game. I think the animals in this game are so good. They are adorable. And like, I don't know, I'm a fan of the Harvest Moon bubble cow, except they look very not realistic. And I mean, that's the whole point of like the big bubble cow, but like, these animals, they're just so cute. So the funnier thing, Barry, is that the man who sells you chickens, his name is Marty. And so he was like, do you want to name your chicken Marty? And I said, yeah, sure, that's funny. And he's like, oh, Marty's the perfect name for a fine young woman. And then he walked away. And I'm just like, Marty? Are you good? Spoilers ahoy! You seem self-conscious. Marty is a very interesting character. Oh, hi, Amira.
I'm thrilled for Angus and Francis, but a bit nervous for the wedding itself. I met my ex at a wedding, so weddings always make me think of her.
I also have a bad rap when it comes to weddings. Not me personally, Tara the character.
It's all too easy to keep my head buried in my books. My customers remind me there's actual life to be lived out there.
Wait, didn't I use that? Weird. I thought I used that.
Oh, I can't...
I'm only skipping that bit because he's gonna keep telling me that. I need to figure out where his next, like, character heart moment is. Same with Giva.
Oh, you twice blasted little...
Did you just electrocute yourself?
Yes, again. Oh, I was fiddling with these wires, but it's so dang hard to get an electrical charge reading without my versorium. So, over and over.
Sorry, without your what now?
My versorium. It's an incantation-powered device that detects electric charges. I use it for everything. Charge up wires with magical energy and you've got dangerous currents on your hands. Except I haven't seen the versorium since I last went into the mines.
So you lost it?
Yeah, probably. Classic Zephyr. Oh, hey, if you see a little metal box covered in runes down there, yeah, could you pick it up?
Sure, as long as it doesn't spark my fingers off.
Ouch, that hurts. Somewhere in the mines.
Hey, Atara! So, I've been tinkering with some of those old broken down goblin machines in the mines.
Uh-oh. Did you explode something?
Nah, I figured out what they do. They're gem finders.
I
You
needed one
once
of
you fix
those.
'em, you can load them up with coal.
There's a
They'll
lot of
tell you
puns
where one of
in the
gems
quest
is hidden in
names.
that level of the mine.
Oh, that does sound handy.
All they need is a bit of enchanted silver wire to conduct the electric charge. Then they'll be ready to go.
Fix a gem finder. I can do
So
that.
that Baker fella's getting married, is he? Aw, good for him. He better not go on any post-wedding trips. Then I won't be able to pop in behind his bakery and smell the cakes in the oven. Ooh.
Zephyr, that's creepy.
Nah, I know, but I can't help it.
At least you know. Do you want a tart? Again, we have to switch sides.
Interesting. My ma never much liked human food, but I find it fascinating.
I'll take that as an I like this.
Wesley tells me someone in your village was accused of being a witch.
Yes, but it wasn't someone in our coven. I feel terrible. Sophia is completely innocent. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with being what we are.
You must be more careful. If they ensnare one of you, you won't be able to keep the wellspring in balance. Then more innocents will suffer.
I love how she, like, finishes saying that really serious, really heavy part. More innocents will suffer. And then goes right back to smiling. I mean, that it is just the way the game is. Anemone, magic bean, moly. Woohoo! Not very close to Perry yet. Not super close to anyone here yet. Is Giva working today? Because it might be a nice time to get a heart moment, maybe. I would just love that. Wild pistachios. Alright, Giva, let's be home. Why are you not home? Oh, I thought it was Wednesday through Thursday. Why are you still closed? Always closed. I'm wasting so much of the levitation potion, but I cannot be bothered to run everywhere. I feel like I need to visit her at
with
work.
herbs. Whenever she visits me, she points out all sorts of weeds right outside my door I can turn into tea.
Guess what? It's another shrimp!
As I said...
How much of it do I have? I have 11 of the levitation potion. So that means 11 different times that I can fast travel somewhere.
Jeez, think maybe Francis and I should have gone on a honeymoon after all. But money's tight, so we could afford like a few nights in a Milkwater motel, and that's it.
Why does Milkwater sound like the worst name for a town ever?
I finally convinced Angus to have our ceremony in the woods. The Consciousness Center is a non-starter. And Town Hall would just feel too shotgun wedding for me. After everything we've been through together, we deserve to have a real big day.
Well, that's news. It does sound gross, doesn't it? Who wants to go visit Milkwater?
Parker came by and said he's going to try to keep Emmy and Finn from running around unsupervised so much. I guess he thinks there might be malcontents here too. I feel bad for them. I know what it's like to be locked up all day with an overprotective parent.
Alright, I think we have leveled up Kai's shop as much as it goes.
We went to visit Dad in Milkwater recently. He couldn't remember my name, but he was so happy to see us. I'm gonna count that as a success.
Wait, do I have anything to sell? Yes. Oh, so many things to sell. I'll have to keep this in mind. You can check their work schedule. Always open during inclement weather. I wonder if that means that she, like, actually will open her shop up if it's raining, even if she wouldn't normally be opened. I'll see if she wants to say anything over here. Come on, I wasn't gone that long. Where'd you go? feet are a little cold. Oh, no, you got nothing to say to me. Okay. I tried. I will need more sand. You just grabbed a blanket, it's chilly. It is. I don't like it. I forget what I need. Is this what makes... Yes, soy milk. Egg and beef. Well, it makes sense that I would need a carrot for carrot soup. I have a lot of extra squid.
Hey there, kitty.
Now I'm trying to figure out what am I missing to move to the next season? Because they want the wedding to happen. Francis just said that they finally talked it over and agreed to have the wedding in the woods. But it's like, okay, but when though? Soon. That's all we get to work off of. Soon, TM. Alright. We need the moly flower.
Oh, I think I see something.
Aw, Lena likes a snickerdoodle. And then I'm out of crystal ball potion. What if I make it rain? Does that make Giva go to work? If it's not a work day, we're gonna find out. Pretty sure tomorrow is a work day for her. Yeah, let's see. I have Wildflowers. I have Rune Factory Frontier, Harvestella, and now I have Coral Island that I could be playing. So there are simply so many farming simulators. Would you look at that? It is already raining. Did I mention Stardew Valley? I didn't. There are some plans up in the air right now to do a Stardew Valley town beautification collab, but we don't have any details about it yet. Aside from the Thankmas crew kind of coming up with the idea. Welcome in, Lyot. We're feeding some chickens. I accidentally made all 3 of my chickens sick last stream, so you'll be happy to see that I have stopped being an awful chicken parent. We went and made some fresh medicine for them. I'm a whole room of mush. I am one whole mushroom. It's very true. Do you like Cataclysm? She's my favorite. She's also my only cow. Look at how cute this cow is. Do you have milk? You do. Thank you. What a polite cow. She just goes moo, and then the milk is suddenly there. This game is so much better with the fast travel, I have to admit. Okay. Yes! Finally!
Oh, come in, Tara. Care for a muffin? Oh, I'm celebrating. I've just finished analyzing my first set of barometric readings. They suggest there's some sort of pressure barrier around the island. There really is something odd happening here. Tell me, have you noticed anything dodgy about the weather since you've arrived?
Nope.
Weather? What? On Fairhaven? No. No
Tara,
weather here.
Tara, it's raining outside.
There's weather everywhere. I have
weather
to get to
here,
the bottom
no.
of this. What was grad school for otherwise? Sometimes I wasn't certain I'd make it, but now here I am in my own weather observatory. Oh, listen to me ramble. You're very kind, Tara. Come back anytime.
Acquaintance.
My mum's been calling me every week lately. I want to pick up, but then I hesitate so long the phone stops ringing.
Let's give you a thing of soy milk.
Charming. Thank you.
You're welcome. I have to go get more shrimp for you. Okay, you are busy, hard at work. I'm gonna go busy myself elsewhere. We're dropping a shout out for Lyot, if you did not know. It is his birthday week. He's doing a lot of fun streams. How was Portal 2 today? Or is it just Portal 1? I thought Portal 2 was the one that started being multiplayer. But I have not played a Portal game.
All this time, my diner has been the place where other people come
Yep,
for
I
comfort.
was right.
But where am I supposed to go if I need comfort? Oh, Sophia. It's all right. I'll make it through this. For Juliet.
Sophia was accused of being a witch. And there are witches here in Fairhaven. She is not one of them. We wish you could play more co-op games, but we're stuck with the one. You know, whatever works. I like doing co-op, like, collab streams, but I sometimes have to come up with more ideas for, like, oh, what are we gonna do? Do you still have the sniffles? I think I do. I feel like I have, like, some very minor sniffles, but they're not bad. Chat is making sure I'm hydrated tonight. There were probably, like, 10 hydrates earlier, I think. almost all back to back. As chat does, you know. More than anything right now, my lips are dry. And, Mom, if you're still listening, I found the one chapstick that I knew I lost. It was under the couch. So mad. We moved the couch, like, a lot to vacuum. And I, like, almost screamed when I saw it on the ground. I got 2 chapsticks for Christmas this year. And I joked with my sister, I can't unwrap it to see that it's a chapstick, because as soon as I know it's a chapstick, it's already gone. I have lost it. Ay, ay, ay. I know. And of course, it would be the day after Christmas when I get 2 more chapsticks that the old one turns up. Mocking me. Right now, we're trying to catch some shrimp. Trying to catch those shrimp for our future wife. And we're waiting on a wedding to happen. Speaking of, I should probably go talk to the mayor. Come on. No, I want... Always gotta be the last one, don't you? You're not even a shrimp! I have been made a fool. I'm running past 2 more shadows because I was hoping to go talk to the mayor. Or figure out what I need to do. You don't have anything for me, do you?
I might have to go by Sophia's diner later.
She does have fantastic pie.
Oh no, I don't really do carbs. But a straight shot of black espresso would be perfect right about now.
So it's confirmed. Our families aren't coming to the wedding.
Oh, Francis.
Blaze it.
No. It's fine. Really. Friends are the family you choose. And you'll be there, right?
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
When is it, though? When is it, Francis? I would love to know. Hi, Angel. I hope you're doing well. We are playing some wildflowers tonight.
Otto just can't stop talking about that neighborhood watch of his. How do I know he's not telling his people to watch me?
I mean, you're not wrong, Marty. I do not like it. Oh, we already talked, didn't we? No, oh, no, wait. No, we didn't. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make you keep spinning around in your chair.
Ever since Giva moved to the island, I can hardly keep chilies and tea in stock. I might have to hit up her place after surf sessions this winter to warm up.
Just waking up for work. Here's to a quick shift. I had to work, I worked night shift before. I worked first, second, and third shift.
Messenger Cameron's pushing hard for Francis and me to have our wedding at the Consciousness Center. But Francis isn't gonna go for it. He says he's always wanted to get married in nature. And as much as I hate those woods, they do look like a fairy tale in the right light.
Yeah, but when is it, though? Do you have a date picked out? Because you're kind of holding up my my whole progress here. Excuse me? Violet, that's rude! You You don't do that to people when they're trying to talk to you. Oh my gosh. I thought we were friends, Violet. Wow, I see how it is. You think you know someone. And they just hop on their broom and phase right into the building behind them. Oh, wow.
Time for bed.
Oh, Beatrix, you're so funny. It's still wild to me. It is, it's supposed to get back up to the 50s, I want to say, at the end of the week. And my brain cannot fathom it. Though, I mean, my brain already couldn't fathom the fact that it was 50 degrees and the day ended at 5. So I guess it only makes sense that it goes backwards, too. It can go in either direction. I still have wine. Would you like some?
Oh, I can't.
Yep. You're gonna read it. You're gonna drink it, and you're gonna read your mystery novel, your detective
What's
novel.
your favorite epic poem?
Pardon?
Your favorite epic? You know, Beowulf, the Odyssey, the Bhagavad Gita.
I'm gonna have to think on that one and get back to you.
I'm gonna have to go read them all and get back to you. You saw nothing.
Are you in the middle of something?
Just finishing my meditation. And not that yuppie yoga rubbish, by the way.
I like yoga.
How to explain it? My Hindu version of reading the Book of the Mind that Cameron talks about.
Oh, is this something that you learned back home from your parents?
Sort of. We don't talk, my parents and I. Oh, it's fine. You couldn't have known. What about your parents?
It's hard for me to relate to my dad. He kept me away from Fairhaven for 20 years.
That sounds painful. I'm sorry he did that, Tara. In my experience, it's only gotten harder and harder for my parents and me to relate as time goes on. I wonder if it will ever get any easier. But in the meantime, I'm quite happy here on the island.
We're casual friends now.
Amira's always a fun chat. I could nerd out over data and statistics with her all day.
I don't have your fave right now, so I'll go get your favorite food. I gotta catch more of them shrimpies. I'm just gonna fly to town hall. I'm sure no one will see. It's fine. It's fine. Oh yeah, it's Sunday. Look at you in here boogieing by yourself.
I wish Hazel were still here. If she'd been in town hall when Natalia said what she did. Yeah. I literally shudder to think about what Grandma would have done.
Me too. Fish sticks OP. I should have known some of y'all had quests for me. What do you want?
You look like you're in a good mood.
I am. Angus is getting married soon, and he's one of my best buddies. I'm so happy for him and Francis.
Oh, that's sweet. I love a wholesome romance.
I want to get Angus the best wedding present. Not the most expensive, but the most meaningful, you know? Here's my plan. Take a photo of them, blow it up, and print it on silk. Then I'll frame it with dried turtle head flowers. Francis likes to give Angus big bouquets of turtle heads. Hey, what if I pay you for some turtle heads and silk?
How could I turn down such a cute request?
I knew you'd understand. Thanks, Tara. The wedding's not far off.
Way ahead of you.
I literally happened to have it in my backpack already.
Lena says I like craft projects more than a sorority girl, but what can I say?
Crafts
I
are
enjoy
fun.
making things for people I care about.
Oh, Parker. Never change.
Thanks again for helping me out. I couldn't do it without you. Here.
Thank you. Who else had a quest? Was it you? Somebody else in here had a quest. It's you. What do you need? Groom to be.
Hi, Tara. Good to see you here. Do you come often?
Not really.
Well, that's okay. Everyone has to walk the path at their own pace, as Messenger Cameron says. I grew up going to Mass, so it took me a while to feel comfortable here, knowing my parents won't approve. And Francis's snarky
Hi,
remarks
Nat.
don't
Welcome
help.
in. Thank you so much for the resub.
Well, hopefully Francis will learn to respect your beliefs, even if he doesn't share them.
I hope so. It's not like he's against this specific set of beliefs, it's more like religion in general. I think it has to do with his family, but I don't pry, because he shuts down when I ask about it. Look, I feel real acceptance here. Like, I can be in charge of my own destiny, you know? It's about hope.
You like the early bloomers? It's called the Not Fudge Club. It's really funny when he ends up missing first and joining the Not Fudge Club. How are you doing? It is also Nat's birthday week, if I'm not mistaken. It is also Lyot's birthday week. So we're gonna do a little shout out. Go drop a follow to Nat. Lyot's actual birthday's tomorrow. Yours was yesterday. I don't know why I thought Elle's birthday was yesterday, but I think it's just because that's when the birthday week stream started, so I was like, oh, it's your birthday. Not yet. Not yet. We got a lot of December babies.
Me mad weird looks whenever we pass each other. Like, is she going to eat me or she's scared of me?
I don't think Natalia's gonna eat you, dude. You do be birthday pals. Me, my dad, and my sister, me, my dad, my mom, and my mother-in-law and father-in-law are all June babies. My sister is an odd February bunch. I know, right? Okay, so we did have a quest for Parker that we took care of. Who else do we need to do quests for? Because I think we're gonna need to go, like, hunt everyone down on a regular basis to make sure all of the quests are complete. Yep, Barry is a February baby. You know, like 5 people who share your birthday. Met someone at a second job who said her son, and her husband are December 24th, 25th, and 27th, and you are now part of their family because you're the 26th. You know, I don't make the rules, you are legally part of their family now.
Even after that bizarre performance at the debate, Angus still wants to be part of the league. Imagine watching that guy and being like, yep, that's my leader.
I know, Francis, I know, but he is your fiancé. You've met at least 4 people with your birthday. I haven't met that many people with my birthday. Fudge is a month after me, and then I had another high school friend who was a month after Fudge. So we were June 10th, July 10th, and August 10th. All back to back.
Oh, yeah!
So it felt like we were kind of our own little family in a way. There's my Shrimpy. Now, can I make it back to Giva in time? Your boyfriend's birthday is the Breath of the Wild 2 release day, and that's one of the reasons why you already know it. That's pretty good. I'm hoping that I should definitely have finished my Link's Awakening randomizer before then. And I'm hopeful that I can finish, I'm hopeful that I can maybe stream and finish, Skyward Sword, but I'm not 100% sure. Hello, darling!
As I said,
You'll put it with the rest, I got it. I understand. You go ahead and do that. You put it with the rest. I got more coming. I will continue to catch shrimp for you. Never fear. It's funny, she's the one that I'm trying to woo, and she's the only one who's been like, okay, thanks, I'll put it with the others. Like, everyone else just repeats the same dialogue over and over again when you give them their favorite gift. Yeah, I have a lot of games that I want to play next year, and like I feel like I'm trying to tie up loose ends. So that was my goal, was to like finish Wildflowers. And then I think Harvest Stella might be the next game that I focus on, just because Rune Factory Frontier is great, but it's an older game, so I can kind of go back to it whenever.
Make sure you're staying safe, okay, Tara? It's getting colder, and I have a bad feeling. You're always welcome in my shop, you know? You hardly feel the cold in there.
See, I feel like that's the part of streaming that is a double-edged sword. Is that, one, it is accountability to finish games and to do it live on stream, but two, you feel compelled to finish all of the games that you start and finish them on stream. With Wildflowers, because of the fact that the story is so, like, compelling, I'm afraid to keep streaming it because I'm afraid that I'm driving people away by being so late in the game. And then also, I don't know, like, I'm enjoying it, but I'm asking myself, do I want to finish this on stream, or do I want to just switch to a different game and play the rest of it off stream? And if I wasn't having fun with it, I would stop playing it. I am still enjoying it. If anything is making me enjoy it less, it's my own drive to finish the game. Are you recording, archiving it? I am. I am posting the VODs to YouTube. I think there's a command for that. We're up to like episode 12. See, that's what I was thinking. I should finish it on stream. At the very least, I would record the episodes, but it's like, if I'm sitting down to record episodes and add commentary, then I may as well be streaming it. I can't find any ding-dang shrimp. Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Time for bed.
Bye-bye. Thank you for Lurkavian.
Thanks for being my friend date to Angus and Francis's wedding. Now Sebastian won't rag on me for being single. Or maybe that's just wishful thinking. He is my little sib.
Oh no. I didn't think about what to wear.
Is it today?
Should I change? The
Is it
ceremony is
today?
in the woods, so I think they're keeping it pretty casual. Besides, you could wear a potato sack and still look good.
Hey, you too. Let's go.
Oh, so we're back to being friends after you, like, totally brushed me off the other day? Alright. 1 second. Because I forget if I fixed my captions for this. I did, but I didn't. So that should make all of the captions fully legible for this part.
Hi, Cameron. It's such a lovely day for a wedding, no?
Well, Angus thought it would be lovelier in our consciousness center, but alas, Francis was quite set on a civil ceremony, it seems. I am
Get
honored
over
that
it.
Angus and Francis have chosen me, their mayor, to preside over their special day. Angus, do you take Francis to be your lawfully married by me husband?
I do.
And Francis, do you take Angus to be your husband?
I do.
I now pronounce you husband and husband.
Smooch. Cute. I'm sorry, I can't get over the, and do you take them to be your lawfully married by me husband? Like, excuse me?
That was a nice wedding. Weddings usually give me the hives, just like everyone trying to outdo each other on social media. Like your marriage is somehow going to be better if you have 500 mason jars filled with fairy lights.
I feel you, Kim. I feel you so hard.
Mayor Soft did such a fine job officiating the wedding. He really takes an interest in his constituents' lives, you know? And the cake Angus made was very tasteful and tasty.
I thought you didn't do carbs, Vanessa.
You know my favorite part of weddings? The open bar. I went to a dry wedding once. Once!
I do hope Angus and Francis decide to take a honeymoon at some point.
It was super nice of Angus and Francis to let me play at their wedding. Even if everyone was like staring at me and I was so nervous I kind of wanted to throw up.
You did great, Juliet.
Weddings are so boring. And then there's kissing. Huh. Mom says I won't mind kissing so much when I grow up, but no way! I don't want to get cooties.
Valid.
Huh. I am totally stoked for Angus and Francis. I think they're like the coolest couple. Plus, Angus made me some ono malasadas once.
It makes me so happy that one of my flock has found happiness. I only hope Francis joins him on Sundays.
Not gonna happen.
Oh, I love weddings. And that cake was divine.
Yep, I definitely did not do anything to the cake at all. Nope. Mm-mm. What do you want?
Wasn't that wedding ceremony great? I only wish I could have had me officiate my wedding to Mrs. Soft. That wouldn't have been legal, though. But maybe for our vow renewal.
Imagine being that self-absorbed.
Weddings here are so small, it's adorable. Back when my mum was trying to hire a matchmaker, she was planning 300 guests minimum. But that's typical back home. All the mums use their kids' weddings to show off. Just wasn't right for me.
I feel like we had maybe like 100 people at our weddings.
Everyone's so happy.
It was a very small
and the
thing.
Flowers. Violet really outdid herself.
Well, he's like tearing up.
I don't know Francis and Angus that well yet, but they seem like a perfect couple. Too bad I'll never find love like theirs. Ah, joking, joking. Sort of.
I mean, if you want to act single forever, then,
My sister got married young and divorced soon after. Just wasn't the right match from the start. Sad to see something start out with hope and end in sorrow. Francis and Angus, though, I think they'll make it.
I think I can. I think I
never
can.
married. Things were different in my day. Angus and Francis, their stars aligned at just the right time. I'm glad for them.
Wasn't the wedding beautiful? I just need to nap now. For like a decade.
We didn't even dance, Violet.
He's mine! And we couldn't have had better weather. I can't wait to see the photos.
Francis and Angus are a fine young couple. I wish them well. I was married to my Helena for 50 years. I miss her every day. I know Otto does too.
Wesley, what are you doing here?
I understand why Francis and Angus chose a civil ceremony.
Wow, thank you for your input, Wesley.
Oh, Parker's been working so hard on his wedding gift for Francis and Angus. He always has been a hopeless romantic. I still don't know why he picked me.
You like standing right behind this tree?
I wish Angus and Francis could get married every day. Mom promised us each a new toy if we behaved and didn't make a scene.
Well, you did great, Emmy. You're doing great, sweetie.
We're married! Oh, I can't believe it! I'm Mr. Angus Seton Calderon! Francis couldn't believe that I sourced real island mangoes for the cake filling. Thanks so much for helping me keep it a surprise, Tara.
Now I know everyone's just kind of like spread out.
Wasn't that wedding lovely? Oh, don't mind me. Weddings always make me a little teary.
I know everyone's all spread out, but it is kind of weird that the groom and groom are not standing near each other at all.
I'm so glad the wedding is over. My sister's been a total stress ball over the flowers. Maybe now she'll mellow out. Who am I kidding? Violet doesn't really do mellow.
She did say no. No, now is not the time to chop trees, Tara.
Ooh, wedding cake!
Don't mind if I do. What a lovely wedding. See, they got their fall wedding. They got their happily ever after.
Oh, I love weddings. Am I sure I'm ready to leave the wedding? Last chance for cake.
They even put the little thing in case you didn't know you could take the cake. That's cute. Alright. We're gonna do some mining, and then we're changing the weather. We're changing the weather tonight. I was starting to get a little bit worried that I wasn't gonna be able to actually get to the wedding tonight on stream. Because again, it was just taking, like, there's so many little bits and pieces of the quest that were hiding from me. Almost didn't feed my little chickens. I can't believe it. Hi, Cataclysm. How are you doing? How are you mooing? You are such a pretty cow. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, I can tell I still do have some sniffles. Oh, that's a cute emote. I know, the cows are adorable. Okay. Where, oh where, is Zephyr's mysterious little dwarven box gadget? And is this what I'm fixing? It is. I need enchanted silver wire. I don't know how to make that. Okay, that's not it, apparently. That looked like it was it. She did say she didn't know where she had left it. Would you look at that? I got really lucky. Zephyr, I found your versorium. Please don't close, please don't close, please don't close doors on me. You already did. But here you are. That works.
My versorium! Oh, thank you so much.
I can't believe you kept experimenting this whole time without it.
Goblins build up resistance to electrical shocks over time. Oh, but the big currents still make me sit straight up, I'll tell you what. I appreciate you giving me a hand.
Hooray! Permanently increase
binds my
energy.
body tightly. Awaken me and make me sprightly.
Yay! Look at that.
Can't wait to get those gem finders up and running. Just need you to bring me some silver for...
Well, how much silver? I don't have any wine for you today, my friend. How's about a muffin? Pairs nicely with tea. You do like tea.
Sure, I'll take that off your hands.
Alright. I don't know if I can go into his house. It looks like... Oh, okay, here we are. We do have a thing. Let's chit-chat, Wesley.
Evening, Wesley. Hey, this looks like a good fishing spot.
Oh, I wouldn't dare. Ariel would flip out if I heard any wildlife in front of him. It's honestly a bit weird for me. Back home, everyone I knew either fished or hunted. Salmon and game are such a big part of living in Alaska, you know? There's that nostalgia. After I was, bitten, I left home right away. Didn't want to risk hurting my family. Some werefolks I met on the West Coast said that Perry might have potions that could help me, so I came here. Perry's been great, but she couldn't unwerewolf me. So, I don't know if I'll ever go home again.
I'm not saying it will ever truly make up for your loss, but maybe you could make this place your home? I never imagined I would feel so at home here when I first came to the island.
I hope you're right. I guess I have made some friends since coming here. Yourself included. I should go fishing in Fairhaven more often, though. Nothing makes me feel at home like some fresh-caught salmon for dinner.
Hooray! Oh, hey, what's up? How's it going? That was very sudden. The clock ticked 10 minutes, and yeah. What are you going over here for? Well, I can't talk to you. So I will take my leave. Good sir.
Have you prepared the winter ritual incantation?
I'm ready.
I have it, and I'm ready to change the seasons.
Good. Then let us begin.
Witches of the Fairhaven Coven, take your places around the circle. Once again, we turn the wheel of the year.
From witches new and witches old, we greet the coming of the cold.
We call forth the spirits of quiet and reflection.
We call on the candle's flame, surrounded by darkness.
We say goodbye to the bounty of the fall harvests.
And welcome winter. It's snowing. I love snow.
A good sign it is, too. Means the island is in harmony with itself. I'd say I agree with you, Farseer, but,
Belladon is knickers, it's coming down hard now. Quick, everyone get home. I don't want to treat any of you for frostbite tomorrow.
It's coming down hard, you say? Looks fine. Yes, everyone, rush home, quickly! And then they just go back to doing their thing. I love the music right as you, like, change seasons or do a cutscene thing. It's so good.
I'm sleepy.
Me too, Tara. Well, let's see what awaits us in winter. You really couldn't just be bothered to walk around it? Well, for them being worried about it snowing too much, it looks fine.
Morning, Kim.
Hi, Tara. Mrs. Soft has given me the, honor of organizing the winter feast this year. See, every household contributes something, and we all gather together for a feast on the shortest day of winter.
What a nice tradition.
Sophia used to run things, but, well...
Right.
So, I'm making a roast with a shiitake mushroom sauce. I hear shiitake grow in the mine, but I don't do small enclosed spaces. Not at all.
Don't worry, I am on it.
Thanks.
Wait, do I have to bring something to the winter feast too?
You're a household in Fairhaven, aren't you? Hazel used to make roasted salmon every year. What if you tried that?
Challenge accepted. I'm looking forward to sharing some salmon-y goodness with the whole town.
Oh, if only everyone else in town had that enthusiasm. I hope Kai even remembers to bring something this year.
10 more days. Oh, gee, I wonder if I'm gonna have enough shiitake mushrooms to loan to Kim. I'm not sure if I have enough to spare. So we need salmon. Greetings, neighbor! Every year we have our traditional secret holiday gift exchange. The names have been drawn, and your recipient this year is Giva. Bring her a gift anytime before the winter feast, and be on the lookout. You have a secret gifter too. Merrily yours.
How am I supposed to know what kind of present Giva would like?
Tara, I think we got this. I think we were made for this task. It's odd. It doesn't look like winter. No, I want the weeds. Give me the weed. I mean, there is almost like a blue filter over top of everything, but like, there's flowers, the grass is still very much alive. It must not be too cold here. I mean, granted, you can still grow crops, so maybe that's not that surprising. We'll need to buy new bird seed soon. Thank you, Cataclysm. So we did it, chat. We are officially 3/4 of the way through this game. And now it's winter and it matches up with the IRL season once more. Granted, I mean, this game came out in September, so I say once more. I don't remember how to catch a salmon. I might pause after this to look it up. Because again, the salmon's going to be a specific bait and shadow combination. I presume I know which shadow, but I do not know which bait to use. And I don't think there's any sort of like fish encyclopedia. Be kind of nice if there was one though.
Oh, quick! Got one.
Alright. Wildflowers, salmon. Ah, by the mountains. You know, that does make sense. Salmon doing the whole upstream thing. Thank you, Mom. I'll try to get a shrimp first. I might be able to just buy salmon outright from Bruno. It feels like the kind of quest where I should catch it myself, though. If we're doing, like, a Bounty of Winter Feast,
Oh, quick!
it feels like something that I should help with.
Oh, come on.
Here's my shrimpy. Can be caught with any bait. Oh, that's excellent. Wait, no, I want to talk to you. Hi, Shelby.
Maybe the winter feast can help turn things around in town.
Huh. Don't know what they're celebrating. It's not like the old days.
Oh, so you're not going to come?
Didn't say that.
Francis, come back. I wanted to chit-chat. We're buddies and you're married now. Come back. Hi.
We got lots of useful wedding gifts. Natalia made us a new cast iron pot. But don't tell her that my favorite gift is that portrait Parker gave us.
The one that I helped with?
For me? Thanks, I'm starving.
You're welcome. Your husband made it. I need to get some more sand from the mines. Wow, this music. This music is something else. Oh, no. I don't want the little fish. No. Don't want the little fish. Thank you. I don't think I can make roasted salmon with a catfish, but we'll try. I'm presuming it is this shadow. But I could be wrong on that too. Stop it. Tara! We'll try to catch this other fish, but I would feel like the salmon should be the shadow that looks like a salmon. To me, this looks kind of like a pink bluegill fish. Carp. Shrimp doesn't look like its shadow. You know, you are right. I wouldn't think the salmon would be the tiny fish, at least.
Oh, yeah!
Alright, it's not up there. It's just got the little fish. It's rare. Yep, I saw. If it's not this fish, I'm heading to the mines.
Oh, quick!
Oh, no thanks. I want the other fish.
Yes!
I guess the RNG in the fishing is just how long it takes. Because, I mean... Oh, brown trout. Popular trout for fly fishing. A rare fish, not the fish I needed. I'll take it as a win. Oh, I'm in the forest. I'm not in the mountains. I feel like I've caught a salmon before. But yeah, I guess I probably need to go to the mountains. I was pretty sure I could find the rocks that produce crushed sand here. Now. There is not nearly as much of the crushed sand rock here as I thought there would be. Is that because it's my time at Sandrock? Can't be in Wildflowers if it's in Sandrock. So it does feel like this is kind of the way that the game progresses, is in most seasons, I didn't pick up that ore. in most seasons, you get a certain amount of time before an event happens in the season. Sometimes it's 10 days, sometimes it's 15 days. The summer, we had the summer festival. The fall, we had the election. And then now we have the winter feast.
Time for bed.
Still doesn't quite look as wintry as I thought it would. Anything going on out here? Yes. What's up, Thomas?
Morning, Thomas.
Morning. Got something for you. Happy holidays. Ugh.
Oh, Thomas, this is so nice of you. Wait, sunflowers? Where did you get these this time of year?
A friend built a greenhouse and sent me this. Parker could build you one too. You just need a glassworks in your tool shed first.
What?
Lena
There's a
can sell you any
greenhouse?
off-season seeds you need. She gets some from time to time. Off-season crops fetch a higher price too.
That's a great idea. I'll get started on it.
I did not know this was a thing! Yes! So now if you need a crop for, like, a recipe or something, you don't have to, like, fiddle around with the seasons just to go grow your tomatoes. Oh, that's so cool. Guess I better get started on some glass. And I guess I need more sand then, again. So since there's inclement weather, does that mean Giva's going to be working now? So we could go give her her gift. Her special gift. Pay no attention to the broom landing right in front of your open doorway. No, I thought you said you were always working in the rain. How rude. Always open during inclement weather. Yeah. Huh? Sure. I will find her. She might be in town. At Kai's. I don't think I've ever seen her, like, outside of her house. Pay no attention to the witch on a broom. You saw nothing, Kim. They saw nothing. Here, I got mushrooms for you.
Find any shiitake yet?
Yes, here they are.
Oh, you're my hero. Seriously, there's just something about dark caves where, like, anything could be in there with you. Like bats or wolves.
I hadn't actually thought about that, but I will now. So, thank you.
Oh, always good to keep a lookout. I was happy to take the winter feast off of Sophia's plate. Oh, no pun intended. I don't know what Natalia and the rest of them thought would happen. You can't just single someone out like that.
Oh wait, do you have any beef? Where's the beef?
I try to make an effort to check in with Sophia every day since we work just across from each other, but I can see the question in her eyes. Why didn't you defend me, Lena? I wish I could make her understand.
Kim says you're trying out Hazel's roasted salmon recipe.
I'm not sure my version will measure up.
Ah, don't get your shirt tails in a twist. No one can make it quite like Hazel. I tried it myself, but the way she cooked it, that fish had a real spicy kick.
I love that everyone already knows, like, whisper through the hydrated raisin vine that I'm trying to make this fish recipe. Oh, would you like a candle?
Hey, Sophia.
Hi, Tara. Kim mentioned you're going to help out with the Winter Feast festivities this year.
Yeah. I don't blame you if you don't feel up to organizing things.
Yeah. I don't think we'll even go this year. Juliet doesn't want to, and I'm not going to force her to pretend to be merry. This time of year is already hard enough, celebrating Hanukkah without Giacomo. I want to make a small but cozy celebration for Juliet and I this year. Do you have a candle maker in your shed? I would love some handmade candles for our menorah. I don't quite have enough.
Sure. I would love to help.
Can you imagine turning down this quest?
And Tara, thanks for, still talking to me. It feels like people have been avoiding me lately.
I just need one more candle. Why did we have to take a couple steps to the right for me to give you your gift?
Sure, I'm pretty hungry. I always make an extra special drink for Winter Feast. I'm gonna get started as soon as the ingredients come in the mail.
Sounds fancy. Can I taste test it?
Sorry, but it's best as a surprise.
I'm just surprised you're ordering ingredients for your drink in the mail.
Most people are looking forward to the Winter Feast, but planning my contribution is just another task on my list. It's cold and flu season right now. I'm at my busiest.
Can I help?
Oh, just keep being your beautiful self.
Amira, you flirt. Oh, hey, Wesley.
I saw the Bramble Gate. I don't understand. Does the Coven have enemies?
Clearly, but we don't know who.
That's troubling.
I didn't even see the Bramble Gate.
Wesley?
It's nothing.
It's something. I didn't see the Bramble Gate.
Oh, I can't wait to...
I know. Now you're gonna just stand there at that bench.
Have you gotten your secret gift yet?
Well, I can't tell you that, now can I?
I mean, you could.
Secret's a secret.
You're so right, Shelby. Okay. Here is a question for you. If you celebrate Christmas, or if you have ever participated in a Secret Santa, I have always done it that when you are exchanging gifts, you tell the person who it's from. Like, that's what Secret Santa is, right? It's a secret up until they open their gift and they see, oh, it was from Red. Right? I had 2 coworkers who were adamant that the secret part of Secret Santa means you're not even supposed to know ever who got you your gift. And to me, I feel like that takes the whole joy of gift giving out of it. Like, how would I know who to thank? Am I weird for this, is what I guess I'm asking. Yeah, I guess you are closed, but I don't know where you are. And to me, the fact that it was not just one coworker, but two, that were like, no, we're not. You're not supposed to like get up and give your gift to the other person, because then they know it's from you. I don't know. That was just. It was very bizarre to me. Like, at that point, I don't know. I feel like at that point, you may as well have everyone just put, like, $5 in and then just switch it around. Because then it doesn't matter who it came from. But no, like, a gift that somebody else picked out? Oh, yes, I need to buy feed for you little ones. We are at least going to play until we go to the coven tonight and find out what happened to the gate. And then next time, on Wildflowers, I believe we'll be doing the Winter Feast. I kind of wish I could put up the sunflowers that Thomas gave me. Like if I could make a little vase for them. Who's a good cow? You are. It's Cataclysm. She is the best girl. I need more sand already. Well, if I have 2, I may as well make some more potions out of it. Off to the woods we go.
What happened to our gate?
Can't say. In all my years, I never thought I'd see something like this happen.
Someone is trying to break into our circle. The Wraiths aren't the only ones drawn to the Wellspring's power.
Our circle is still protected by the glamour, but we need to find out who did this, and why. The High Priestess may seem overly cautious to you, but we've lost too many members in recent years. We need every witch we have to keep the Wellspring balanced.
So yes, that bramble gate is almost always open, but the thing of it is that it is closed to the non-witch folk in town.
High Priestess, our offerings don't seem to balance the wellspring for very long. I gave my best flowers, but then it seems I must do so again a short while later.
Huh. Something strange is afoot. We're not draining the wellspring so much as all that.
Right, okay. We must return to the Wellspring the gifts it has pushed through the earth, but that will mean venturing deeper into the heart of the gloaming. Novice, It is time for you to improve your wand. Otherwise, you will not be able to pass the stronger challenges you may encounter in the gloaming.
Oh.
You will need essence from the hellebore, strongest of the winter flowers, a sapphire for the handle, and crushed pearl dust to strengthen it. But pearls may be hard to come by. This incantation will call stronger waves to wash upon our shores for a brief while. It may be of use.
Ooh, I better find some way to keep Kai out of the water for a few days.
Summoning a storm will be good practice. Weather magic strengthens your powers for changing the seasons. Once you've summoned the storm, speak to Zephyr. She can upgrade your wand for you.
Alrighty. Things are moving and shaking. The last time I was in the gloaming, I did not see anywhere else for me to go, so upgrading my wand must be the key to fixing that, I suppose. 9 more days until the winter feast. So how do I make... No, stop it.
I need to brew some scrying potion to use it.
I don't know how to make the enchanted silver wire unless I need to just buy it from Zephyr. Maybe I do. Oh, I do need another pearl. Well, would you look at that? I need a crocus and some ink. The crocus might be a flower that I can plant in the winter. I haven't found one in the wild yet. It's so pretty. I'm just hunting a crocus real quick. I see no croci.
Time for bed.
So it is time for bed. And it's time to find someone to raid. Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out, for hanging out, for watching some more wildflowers. I am glad that we are finally in the winter. Quite a few people are live tonight. But I think we're gonna raid into some Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We are gonna raid Mad's World. Here are the raid messages if you want to copy and paste whichever one you have access to. I am still sticking with no schedule for the rest of the week, and I'm hoping to have something a bit more concrete in the new year. But I'm thinking that I'll be either doing more wildflowers or doing more of the Link's Awakening randomizer, just to kind of like try to tie up some loose ends before we go into the new year. There is probably going to be a poll either on Discord, Twitter, or both about content form in the new year, just to see if there's interest in having like scheduled nights for the different genres of game, or if we want to bring back the poll night that we were doing. But make sure you're following on Twitter, and if you're in the Discord, I will post in the garden channel when I think I might go live. Like tonight I said, oh, I'll be going live in like maybe 30 minutes or so. And lo and behold, there was a stream. So I hope you guys have a nice week. I hope you're looking forward to a great new year in 2023. So keep going and growing, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.